Hi. Hi, Lisa. How are you? How are you doing? I'm so happy to have you here, Lisa. I don't think you were coming in the beginning, and it's so great that you're here. Um, so I am happy about that. And I wonder who else is here. I wonder if Nancy is here or Lauren, because they usually show up to this class. Um, so Torrance is going to start the classes again, and we're practicing, or we're not really practicing. It's a 4 week session, and so I've already started teaching one class for them now, and I'm going to add. I'm going to give them 3 classes. I'm just not sure which ones or which times. So this class, I'm going to teach this class through August. So I think that means maybe this week and next week. And then this is the last that I'm going to teach this time slot. So there are other options. So I've been teaching 6 classes a week right now, and I'm going to, sorry, it's cold here. So I have a decaf latte. So we're still trying to figure that out, but I just want to get that out there. Um, and then, how are you doing, Lisa? And do you have a tennis ball? I'm pretty sure I used tennis balls last week, and I would love to use a tennis ball if you have one. So if you could get a tennis ball, I know you have tennis balls. So I hope you have access to a tennis ball. Maybe if we get a tennis ball before we begin, that would be good. So let's try that. And let me see. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So let's go and let's begin. Let's begin with balance and working on different aspects of balance. All right. So I'm going to get my tennis ball before I sit down. I don't know where it is. I know I had it here before. And I'd like to use a chair today. So let's begin with the chair, putting our legs on the chair. And let me see. Um, okay, good. Go get tennis balls. I'm going to get some too. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure if you're back, but I'm going to begin. We're going to come down onto the floor using the chair to help balance the nervous system, to help balance the body, and to help balance the pressure the low back receives throughout the day. So bringing your legs on a chair if you have one or up against the wall, this is a really nice way to let the body relax, to let everything really have time to just settle and to relax in the body. Bringing your awareness to your body, placing your legs up the chair or up the wall. And if you don't have either one of those, or if you don't like, if your chair's not good to rest your legs on because there's a lot of cushion on it or it's got arms, maybe you just keep your legs on the floor and put a blanket or pillow underneath them. And then allowing yourself to arrive. This is the time to be in the present moment, to bring your awareness here to the present moment. So bring yourself where you are, just allowing yourself to, hi Nancy, Um, okay, I thought maybe you'd be coming, Nancy, because I said hi before you got here. So I know that Nancy and Lisa are here. Don't know who else is. Um, so let's just allow everything to settle. I was saying earlier, whether you heard this or not, Nancy, this balances the pressure the back receives all day long. So it's taking the pressure from above in a different location. It could be really nice and relaxing for the low back. It gives total relief to an area that all day long is receiving compressive force from above. And so this is a great opportunity for those with low back issues to get some relaxation in the low back. And then allowing your body to completely soften and let go, letting the chair to take the weight of the legs, maybe spreading the legs a little wider than you normally would, noticing how that feels, a little more supported relaxation. When you take the legs a little wider, maybe you're able to get a little external rotation in the hip joint. And then bring your hands onto your belly. And begin to bring the breath down low so that your hands that are on your belly begin to move. And one thing that I notice is that many of us breathe very shallow. And when we come down onto the floor and put our hands on our belly, we don't always feel the breath down there yet. So begin to bring the breath down low to the lower lobes of the lungs, to the lower ribs, so you actually feel your hands moving. And it may take a couple of breaths to get there. We're balancing out our breath, balancing out the nervous system, all good for health and healing of your body. Feeling the hands rise and fall. And see if you could breathe even deeper so that you bring the breath down and you feel your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger moving as you breathe down low into the belly. And then bring the awareness back to the very back of the pelvic area. The base of your spine is your sacrum. Feel your sacrum, which is in the top part of your pelvis, right above the tailbone. Feel the sacrum pressing into the floor. And slide your hands down a little lower so that you bring your heaviness of the hands to where the top part of your pelvis is, so that we really help to root down and to relax and release and let go of the pelvis. Breathing down to the belly, let the breath come in, let this actually add a little bit of flexion into that lumbar spine. using breath to help move the spine. And then bring your awareness down there as well. And then we're going to make our breath into this pattern going through the entire lungs. So keep your right hand where it is, and then gently slide the left hand up. So the left hand is up near the heart. And begin to breathe up near the heart so you feel the heart rise and fall with breath. And we're going to feel the hand on the heart rise and fall. And then I'm going to talk you through a couple of rounds of breath. I'd like you to try to find this in your body. Try to feel it, getting whatever you can. I'm going to say belly, ribs, breath. And then, belly, ribs, chest. And then chest, ribs, belly. And you're going to try to feel the breath coming in your body and out your body in a wave-like pattern. So take a breath to clear. Inhale and exhale. And let's begin. Breathe into your belly, your ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, 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 ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Continue on your own, breathing into your belly, your ribs, and your chest. Exhaling the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Continue to find this wave-like pattern as you breathe in and breathe out. Feel your breath slow down. Feel your breath be even on the inhale and on the exhale. And then wherever you are, take 3 more breaths. Long, slow. Even inhale, even exhale. When you finish that last breath, go ahead and let the breath go. Take your hands out to the side like a scarecrow. Let the palms be up towards the sky. Let the elbows be bent, breathing into your chest. So using the breath to expand and contract your rib cage. So we used the breath earlier to move the lower spine. Now all the ribs are attached to the spine. So as you breathe in and you expand your chest, arms in this extended position, you help to move the rib cage, move the chest. Exhale and inhale. Take your last breath like this. And then bring your awareness, letting go of your breath. Just let your breath go back to a natural pace. Don't do anything with it. Bring your awareness to your fingers and to your toes. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Move your ankles, your wrists. And then bend your knees. They're on your chair. Bend your knees. I'm going to teach a little something for the core, assuming that most of you have the chair there. So hopefully you all have a chair. And if you don't have a chair, you can have an invisible chair. Bring your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Let's take we're going to do a little core sequence here. So you're going to take the heels on your chair so that your knees are right above actually let your legs rest for a second. Let's warm up the spine, warm up the core. Let's not go so crazy right away. Taking the arms out to the side. The thing is that the balance and the alignment and the posture is so important to have a strength of our musculature, of our trunk for that. So we're going to go slow and steady, and we're going to slowly think about this part of our body and do some gentle work with this part of our body. You're going to take an inhale. As you inhale, press your arms into the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to uh, lift your knees towards your chest, lift your upper chest towards your knees. And then you're going to inhale to lower. When you exhale, can you press your low belly to the floor, flatten your low back into the floor, keep your arms open out to the side. You're going to inhale to move away and then exhale to bring in them in towards each other. So if you push your heels into the chair, this will really be nice and supportive and be very helpful. You exhale to come up and you inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. Inhale to come down. Exhale. And then one more. Make sure your back flattens into the floor when you do this. And then bring yourself all the way down. So hopefully you're feeling heat here. You feel that the low belly presses towards the spine and the spine moves towards the floor. And you were using your heels to drag on the chair. Then you're going to bring yourself into this position so that your knee joint is right above your hip joint. Knee joint is right above the hip joint. That's important. Then you're going to take your hands up towards the sky. Take your hands up towards the sky. And then you're going to bring let's just do one foot off at a time. So go really slow here. Go slow because you'll feel this. Your hip flexors are already contracted to keep you in this 90-90 angle. And then if you lift your heel off one at a time, hopefully you could feel this. There's actually a shifting that goes back and forth because one of the muscles that's being used here is attached to your lumbar spine. So I want you to be in your body, close your eyes, see if you could feel how there's a little tilting action or a little contraction action deep inside you as the psoas turns on one at a time, one side at a time. And then bring your knees away from you. So I hope you do have a chair here because it'll be very helpful to have a chair. This is gentle movement. We do not have to do crazy strong work in order to strengthen our postural muscles, our core muscles. Uh, you don't have to apply a lot of force and do a lot to strengthen them. Okay, let's bring your hands back up. Bring your knees back in alignment so knees are above the pelvis. And then I'd like you to bring one heel up and then the other. And notice how there's a little holding that needs to take place. Then I'd like you to gently inhale your legs over to the right, exhale back to center. Inhale the legs to the left, exhale back to center. Inhale to the right, don't go very far. Exhale back to center. Low back stays off the floor if that feels okay for you. And if the low back is bothering you, the more you bring your knees into your chest, the easier this is for the low back. The more the knees are right above the pelvis, a little more challenging. Now we're going to add on. Can you let your arms go the opposite direction of your legs? Bring yourself back to center. Legs go in one direction, arms go in the other. Don't bend your elbows. Keep your elbows straight. You could visualize that you're holding a block between your arms. Your legs go to one side. You come back to center. This is obliques, side body muscles. And then bring yourself back to center. Let your legs rest on the chair. I wish I could see you to make sure you're doing this. I feel this so much. It may look like it's a really simple thing, but yet I feel this. I feel the intensity of it. So I hope that that's happening for you as well. Then we're going to do another core thing, and then this will be the last one, kind of. You're going to come into, it kind of looks like a dead bug. So I want you to make a flexion position in your spine. So first you're going to push your sternum bone and your upper thoracic spine, the part of you that's attached to all your ribs. Can you strongly push your spine towards the floor? So you're very active in your thoracic spine. And then you lift your feet off and push the lumbar spine in. So the thoracic spine is pressing into the floor. The lumbar spine is pressing into the floor. Feel this really strong action in your body. Really contract the core here, pressing the belly down towards the floor. Feel that in the body. And then go ahead and release down to the chair. Relax here for a second. Let your legs go a little wide. Actually bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees spread here. I take a couple of breaths here. Nice and slow and methodical. And nice and intense and very, very directed towards muscles that can help with posture and balance. We're going to come into a twist, take out any tension that's in the back. So you're going to bring the knees up to the chest. We're going to take the knees over to the right, take the left hand out to the left. See if you can let your knees go all the way over to the side, keeping your left shoulder blade on the floor. Maybe you could take the right hand on top of that left leg. Create space in your waist here, or maybe you need to hold on underneath. And then maybe you could take that left leg a little more straight. Feel what you feel here. Maybe both legs can go straight, more straight. Just feel that stretch on the left side body here. The heart is reaching or facing up towards the sky, and the legs are over towards the right. Try to keep the left shoulder, back shoulder blade on the floor. And then let's bring the knees in. We're going to go to the other side. So bring one knee up and then the other. Bring the knees in pretty far. And then you're going to let the knees rock over to the other side. Keeping that right shoulder blade on the floor, only going as far as it feels comfortable for your body. Taking the legs to a straight position if that's appropriate for you. Breathe down to your belly. Feel the stretch wherever you feel the stretch. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up to center. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Let's do a happy baby pose. The legs are pretty spread here. Let that low back flatten into the floor. So I mentioned at the beginning of class today, I was going to use tennis balls. So I hope that you have tennis balls handy. I'll save those for standing. When I know that everyone has two balls and I can see everyone, maybe I'll use them for other aspects as well. But for now, we'll use those when we stand. So we're going to come into a little sequence to strengthen the back body. That was strengthening the core, the middle of the core, and doing a little twist there. Let's take your hand. You're going to push yourself up to seated. I'd like to do a little series that strengthens the upper back area, which is a big part of holding us upright, which is very important for balance. So we're going to take the chair off of our mat. So go ahead and bring yourself up. Just move your chair to the side because we will be using the chair later. Move the chair off to the side. Bringing yourself back to the mat. If you don't have a block, get a block handy. You don't have to have one, but if you do have one, it would be nice to have a block handy for this next part of class. And then I can't see you, but hopefully you're all back and you have a block handy. Bringing yourself onto all fours, we'll begin releasing the spine from any tension that may have been created. So take your hands pretty far forward. So they're more forward than your shoulders. You're going to rock back and forth to set the hip joint, to set the shoulder joint back and forth. And then we're actually going to crawl around a little bit. So you could crawl on your mat forward and crawl on your mat backward, or you could crawl around your space in a circular pattern, helping to reset the ball and socket joints of the shoulders and of the hips. Bringing yourself all the way back. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. Take your wrists, roll out your wrists. It's a really nice thing to do to just recalibrate the body. Then we're going to come down to do our core work. Make sure that your blanket is about like on the bottom third of your mat. And you're going to take your block. So I have been doing the plank challenge for a minute each class, and I am going to continue today with that. It may be something that works for you, and maybe you do a little less than that. It's just a really nice thing to do. It's a lot of challenge. It's a lot of muscles at once. So it's a nice way to get a lot of your body at one time. And you do whatever you can do without feeling frustrated if you can't do more. You're going to take the block. The block's going to come forward. So let's come into even a modification of plank here. You can have your knees on the floor. Make sure you lift your low back up towards the floor. Come into the modification if that's right. For those of you in Southern California, which I know a few of you here are, it's really hot here. So you don't want to stir up the pot and stir up the heat in the body. So coming into the modification, still very strong. If you are in this modification, dig your elbows into the floor and dig your knees into the floor and draw them towards each other strongly. That's going to activate those deep hip flexors and the psoas that's attached to your lumbar spine. So come into that really deep, drawing your knees towards your elbows towards your knees. Deep breaths. Pressing your hands into the floor, your knees into the floor, your shins into the floor. You're pushing away from the floor. Even this deep modification, really nice, deep work in the body. And then we're going to bring ourselves all the way down. Come here into Sphinx pose, stretching out your belly. So bring your pelvis back onto the blanket. Come onto your forearms. Push your hands into the floor. Draw your body forward. Have that back bend in your spine and reach up. Push your heart forward. Feel the stretch down in the belly. Breathe down to your belly. Breathing to your belly here. Take one more breath. And then with length in your body, you're going to bring yourself all the way down to the floor. So we'll do 3 different exercises here to strengthen the upper back and neck area. Take your hands, fold your hands so one is on top of the other. Let the forehead rest on the back of the hands. Press your arms into the floor. Inhale to lift your upper back up towards the sky. Keep your back neck nice and long. So don't just lift the head. Let the chest lift away from the floor. Let the upper body lift away from the floor, not just the head. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Feel what you feel in your body. Press your feet into the floor. Keep your tushy soft. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And then one more. This last one you're going to hold. Press your hands into the floor. Reach up at the upper back. Stay here. Stay here. Feel what you feel. Notice what you notice. And then bring yourself down. Let your head rest for a second. Wiggle your body. You're going to take your arms to the side. So the forearms are on the floor. Forearms are on the floor right beside your body. You're going to let your forehead touch the floor. When you inhale, lift your upper back up towards the sky. You can push your hands into the floor if you'd like. Keep your back neck nice and long. Keep your tushy soft. Exhale to lower. Go slow. See if you can feel the back muscles doing the work to contract, to lift you up. This helps to strengthen the upper back muscles, which are part of what helps to hold you upright, which is very big aspect of balance, keeping your body weight aligned over your spine and not bending forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. On this next one, stay here. Stay up. Back neck is nice and long. Arms are pressing into the floor. And then bring yourself all the way down. The last one, you're going to bring your palms to the floor. Your elbows are up, but your elbows are in at your body. Bring your feet so that they're only hip distance apart. Put your hands into the floor. You slide your hands back. So if you push your hands down, you push them down and then you feel like you're sliding back. Keep your elbows in. Make sure your elbows are not up. And that's a correction I need to make often in class. So make sure, check yourself right now that you're drawing your elbows towards your body. Push your hands into the floor. Inhale, lifting up, push your heart forward. Your neck can bend a little bit more here. You can come up a little higher. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Stay here. Stay here. You're pushing your heart forward. So feel your shoulder blades pushing forward to push your heart forward. Hands are pressing into the floor. Feel the back muscles really working hard here to hold you up. Take one more breath. Now we're going to stretch our head and neck. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the right. So the right your head is to the right. It's the left ear and the left cheek that are touching the floor. The arms are down alongside your body. You can spread your legs a little wider here. Arms are down alongside the body. Try to get your cheek and your ear to touch the floor. If it feels really tight, you could take your arm out to the side or even bend the elbow. And just notice what you notice here, stretching that neck area. Breathe down to your belly. We're going to turn our head in the other direction. So you're going to tuck your chin down towards your chest. You're going to pick your head up, turn your head in the other direction towards the left. So the right ear and the right cheek are touching the floor. Take one more breath. Then you're going to reach your right hand up away from you and roll onto your right side. You're going to take your left hand, lead with your left shoulder, and bring yourself up to seated. So we're going to need a tennis ball, actually. I think I said 2 tennis balls because I knew Lisa was here and she could get 2, but I wasn't sure if everybody had 2. So I didn't do the stuff on the with the 2 balls that I was going to do. I mean, I guess if you have 2 tennis balls, you could place them underneath your armpit area and you could do a little bit movement here. This under armpit area, there's a lot of fascia there and connective tissue that helps to keep the arm onto the socket and actually becomes a part of what's involved with balance and what's involved with the upper body when it gets tight when we sit a lot. So taking the balls there, when I did a workshop with this, we did it on the floor. So we were using the floor to press the ball in there. I find it to be pretty intense actually. So you can't see the ball. The balls are underneath the arm, and I'm just moving back and forth. So I'm taking the arm bone and I'm pressing the ball into the side of the rib cage, which is where some of that stuff is. I want to free up so that when I work on strengthening the postural muscles and then stretching that area, it really can open up that area. So you're going to do that kind of like, like a but forward and back. Really think about this upper arm bone. And that's hopefully, I don't know if both of you have that are here that I know, if you guys have two balls. But anyway, just something to do to just, and there's a lot of lymph nodes down in this part of the body and in the lateral area of the body, the side. So anytime we can move our fluids is a good thing. All right. So you're going to use at least one ball. So keep the balls handy. And then come up onto your shins. Bring a foot forward. We're going to bring ourselves to standing. So really definitely go slow. You've been on the floor for a decent amount of time. So let's let the blood pressure calibrate. Very important to move thoughtfully and slowly and setting yourself up for success. Flip the back toes under, and then you're going to push yourself forward and up to come all the way up. And we're going to get our chair. Get a chair. Let's do a little bit first to warm up the upper body a little bit more. We did a lot with the lower body. So let's come to the very edge of the chair, the front edge of the chair, and do some Sufi grinds, some circles to warm up low back area. You're going to come forward and backward. You're keeping your spine nice and long when you do this. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's go the other direction, forward. Just feel what you feel. Notice what you notice in your body. Notice where the weight distribution is, especially because this is a balance class. It's important to know where our balance is, where our body weight is. So in the seated position, you could feel it in the pelvic area when you're moving around. And then bring yourself all the way forward. Take your hands down alongside your body. So you're forward, your back is not resting on the chair. You're forward. Take your hands down. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, turn the palms down. Try to keep the arms along the side of the body when you do this. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then down. Inhale up and down. Let's do side to side. Let's get the arm to come up. This feels nice on the back, stretching the back. Side to side. Keeping the body movable, mobile, fluid, keeping everything flowing nicely. Let's bring ourselves back to center. You're going to take the hand, it's like you're back stroking. So you're taking your hands back like you're back stroking. You're taking it back almost like you're in the pool and you're letting your hand go back like a backstroke. And then if the shoulders, anything's happening in your shoulders don't like it, you could be down low. You don't have to be, or you could even bend your elbows and let it just be the upper arm bone that goes back. Actually, this is a nice thing to do. Do this, bend your elbows. Let it be just the elbow that leads up and back. Believe it or not, this is a little bit of core work because you're using rotational muscles. Then bring yourself back to center. Let's do a little rotation in the trunk. Take one hand on the knee, the opposite, and the hand on the back of the chair. Sit nice and tall. Take an inhale. And then when you exhale, you're going to take your low ribs, your middle ribs, and your upper ribs to the side. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And then you're going to bring yourself back to center. Let's do the other side. You bring your hand to the opposite knee. Take your hand on the chair so you can get really tall here. And then when you're really tall, you add your rotation. Lower ribs, middle ribs, upper ribs. Rotate, rotate to the place that feels comfortable. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself forward. Let's take our hands, shake your wrists, shake your hands, move your hands. Take our elbows, bend your elbows. And take your hands on your shoulders. Let's do a little bit of shoulder rolling. Inhale, open your throat, lift your elbows up, and then exhale, chin to chest. Elbows come down. Let your shoulders open up as much as they can and out to the side so the shoulder blades glide onto the back towards each other. Inhale up. Exhale. Go nice and slow, especially for us here in this warm weather. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's do some shoulder circles. You're going to take your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. You're going to go forward, up, back, and down. Keep going. I thought that was you, Athena. Forward, up, back, and down. Taking your shoulders, nice and slow movements. I just feel so warm that I can't do anything too crazy. And then let's take our shoulders and bring our shoulders up and shrug, 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 and then release. Let them drop. So feel that release. You bring your shoulders up, 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 like you're trying to wear shoulder earrings. And then you let go. Up, 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 shoulder earrings. And then let go. Let your head go side to side. Now, this is not really a movement that we do very often in our daily life. So I find for a lot of people, go slow though, because it can make you a little dizzy. Stretching the tissue on the side of the body. And then there is a relationship here between the ears. I have not, or maybe that is a known thing. I don't know. I will tell you, when I stretch like this side to side, I feel like I clear my eustachian tubes. And sometimes I even feel like there something was freed up. And then sometimes I'll even swallow, like as if something did come from one area and it was released. So I do think that there's a congestion, a release of congestion when you do this. But it's not double blind randomized trial. Bring yourself back into the chair. So we're going to do a little bit of practice getting up, because I think for a balance class, it's because people are quite often worried about fear of falling. So you're going to come with a spread legs, and you're going to bring your feet closer to your chair. So you're really spread, your legs are spread. I just don't want to face you guys with spread legs. I think I mentioned this, but when we first started teaching virtually, one of my friends was doing Facebook Live, and I turned it on, and there she is with her legs spread open, holding onto her toes. And I'm thinking, no, this is not a good visual. So whenever I'm doing anything with a spread leg position, I actually turn to the side. So my legs are pretty spread. You're going to bring your feet closer to the chair, right? So my heels are not away from me, and they're not far away from my knees. They're not under my knees. They're closer to the chair than my knees. My hands are on my thighs, my elbows are bent, my spine is straight. You're going to inhale here and then push your hands into you're going to keep doing a couple of these. This is strengthening the legs, strengthening the hamstring area, strengthening some glute muscles. So you're going to push your hands into your legs. Very important for us to have strong legs. And we don't really do this very often because boy, am I feeling this. And then bring yourself all the way up slowly. Go slow. So we're going to do our tennis ball. And if you don't have a tennis ball, you can grab a washcloth, getting some openness in the feet, little activation in the feet. You're going to take the ball. Let's begin with the left foot. Really, before we begin, can you hold on to your chair? I want you to close your eyes. So you're either going to hold on to your chair or a wall. If you don't have very good balance, it's not good to close your eyes when you're not holding on to anything if you don't have good balance. For those of you with strong balance, it's okay to do that. So you're going to close your eyes. So you're either holding onto the wall or you're holding on to the back of your chair. Your eyes are closed and you're just noticing what you notice. I want you to notice here I want you to bring your awareness down to your left sole of the foot and see what you could feel. Can you feel your big toe touch? Can you feel the next toe, the next toe, the next toe? And then bring your awareness to the top pad of that left foot and see if you could feel right underneath the toes, the top of your foot touching the mat or the floor. And then the pinky toe edge. Can you feel the pinky toe edge of your foot touching the floor? And then your heel. Feel the heel. So you're in your left foot right now. You're feeling your left foot and where your left foot is touching the floor. You're bringing your awareness down to your left foot. You're noticing the holding pattern in your body. Bring your awareness over to your right foot and feel the right big toe, the next four toes, the top part of your foot, the pinky toe edge, the heels, and then notice the arches. So first the right arch. Do you feel that your right arch is active and away from the floor? And then bring your awareness over to the left side. What do you feel there? And then can you compare both feet? Do you feel the weight on the inner edges of your feet near your big toe side? Or do you feel the weight on the pinky toe edge side? Then I'd like you to bring your awareness to imagine you're trying to flatten your arches. So see if you could feel like you're pushing the arches towards the floor. Notice what you experience when you do that. Notice what happens to your belly. Notice what happens to the inner knees. Now you're very actively going to push all 5 toes into the floor on both feet. Push the pinky toe edges slowly, both pinky toe edges slowly into the floor. Feel how that activates the foot and it lifts the arch away from the floor. Push into the outer edge of the foot, push into the heel. Bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. See how this actually starts down below to create an upward lift. There's an upward energetic movement that happens in the body. Push into the pinky toe edges. The eyes are closed if they can be. Take one more breath. And then I want you to slowly come out of that. Now, I'm not sure, I'm not in class with you to be able to ask right away to see if you're able to experience that. But what I notice is that the body breaks down like this. It falls inward. Everything falls inward. It's almost like there's a sinkhole in between our feet and our body, gravity is trying to get us to go down there. And when you, so I don't know if you were experiencing different parts of your feet where your body weight was. It's a great thing to do often because we lose that ability to be communicative with our feet. And then whether you get neuropathy or some other degenerative aspect, having that body awareness and that awareness of this is huge. So hopefully when you did push the weight into the toes, and then into the outside edge, you felt like a lifting action. Like this kind of action feels like it's happening in the body. And you'll feel pelvic floor activate when you do that. And then a lift upward of all the contents of the torso being supported by the muscles of the torso. It's really subtle and profound. So hopefully, and then we were very aware of our feet there. Let's take the ball, bring the ball into your left arch. So place the ball in the left arch or something that can give you a stimulation. So it could be a rolled up washcloth or some kind of ball that you have, and really put as much weight as you can in the arch. And it probably will be uncomfortable. This is the most uncomfortable area, is that left arch area, I find. I mean, the arch of the foot, whether it's the left or the right, it's pretty uncomfortable. Then I'd like you to tilt your foot so that you're in the arch, and stay in the arch with as much pressure as you can press in there. Roll the ball back and forth. Notice what you notice. You can feel like layers of muscles, maybe, depending on how strongly you're pushing down and how much you're bending your foot and just what awareness there is for you there. If your chair is pretty low and you're bending forward, make sure you don't round your spine when you bend. Make sure you bend your hip joint when you bend and your knee joint. Then I want you to come to that top, the first ray. The first ray is where the toe attaches to the foot. And then take the entire top part, the wide part of your foot. Put your heel in the floor. The top widest part of the foot is on the ball, and push down. Little bounce, 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 really putting some pressure in there so the ball is pushing up to where the toes are. And then let's do the strength part of the foot. Just take your foot and wrap your foot around the ball like you're trying to, like as if you're going to try to pick the ball up off the floor. Then let's come to the pinky toe edge and take the ball up and down the pinky toe edge. Make sure you're holding on to something so that you don't, like a banana peel. Don't turn this into a banana peel. And then you're going to bring the ball into the heel. This is where that plantar fascia starts. For plantar fasciitis, people get, so keeping the foot nice and lubricated and mobile and stretched. Take the center of your heel, place the center of the heel, and then place your foot onto the floor. If you'd like to try a little balance here, you could bring the right foot forward and then bring the right foot off the floor. Hold on to the floor with the toes of the left foot. So feel the pinky toe, the big toe, everything is holding on. So any wavering that's happening, your left toes really help protect you here and help you balance. And then you can put a little bend in your knee and your hip as well. And then bring yourself all the way off. Let's come again to the position we began in, which was that body awareness. I want you to feel your left foot here. So hold on to something again, whatever it is, the wall, the chair. Hold on to something. Bring your awareness to your foot, to your left foot. And we began by bringing our awareness to our toes, to the toe pad, to the arch, to the foot. And just notice here, if you have a little bit more ability to feel those things, like feel your heel right now. Does your heel feel pretty solid and equally weighted? And then feel that pinky toe edge. Can you feel that? Feel that pad across the top of the foot underneath the toes. And then where's your arch? Is your arch not touching the floor? You feel an activation in that area? So hopefully you do feel that. Hopefully that turned on everything and really like brought everything on alignment or online that I was trying to get you to experience. Let's do the same thing now with the right. So putting as much body weight as you can handle in the center of the foot, really pressing into the arch. Feel that you could bend some limbs your hip joint, your knee joint if you'd like. And then you're going to tilt your foot. So we're coming into the arch part of that foot. And move the ball around, maybe in circular patterns, maybe up and down, noticing what you notice. We just don't take this time out to focus on our feet, and it's so important when it comes to balance. And honestly, even more than that, in one of my classes, somebody had knee issues, a lot of issues with her knee. And I did some ball work. I think it was my osteoporosis class, and I did some ball work in the class. And she said that her knee didn't hurt anymore because everything is connected. Everything is wrapped and connected. Come to where the first toe is. Everything is connected. So if you have tightness or weakness or an issue or something somewhere, maybe you can do something in a neighboring area to free up that tension. And for her, she released tension in her feet, which freed up that pull on the knee joint. Then you're going to bring your ball to right underneath your toes, and then you're going to press down, place as much pressure. If you look down at your foot, you should actually see white and pink. You see the blood flow moving as you press into the top foot. And just notice that, see that, feel that. So at first, just let it be the pressure that's moving into the muscles. And this actually helps to hydrate and bring hydration because there's reactions happening. So whatever fluids are nearby, it's going to hydrate this tissue. And then you're going to do the muscular part. So we need our feet to stay strong. So really wrap your toes around the ball like you're going to try to lift the ball off the floor. Feel that. Then you're going to come to the pinky toe edge, and you're going to take the ball up that pinky toe edge. To the heel. Placing the heel in the center of the ball, spreading the toes and bringing the right top foot onto the floor. If you could stay here, or if you want to add a little balance, you could bring your left foot off the floor. Really use those toes to hug the floor here. And then take one more breath. Take your ball off to the side. Close your eyes for a second and check in with your feet to feel. We began this with awareness of our feet. I want you to feel the weight in your feet, feel the heels. See if you feel the pinky toe edge, if that has some weight in it, the toes. Just notice what you notice. Then take your hands. Let's lift the body off the floor, lifting the heels up, working the calves. You're going to lift your feet up. If you'd like to take your arms down, you can take your arms down, bringing your arms up with your body when you come up, having the feet nice and aligned. Really hug the floor with the toes. And really push the pinky toe in the floor to help get that lift up center. And on this next one, I want you to stay up. Stay up and balance on your toes. Really pushing that pinky toe in so you get that lift to come up center. Look straight ahead at something that doesn't move. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Let's do a tree pose. Nice basic pose in yoga. Bringing your feet into a neutral position. Let's take the body weight, move the body weight over to the left foot. So let's do the left foot first. Come onto your right tippy toes. The right knee goes out to the side. And if you'd like, you could bring the right tippy toes on top of the left foot. The right heel presses up against the shin. That's one beginning way of doing tree pose. Or you could bring the sole of the foot in between the knee joint and the ankle joint. The hands can be on the waist, or you can bring the hands up into a scarecrow arms. Keep your shoulders down, lift your chest up, let your shoulder blades serve or press the heart forward. Look forward at something that does not move, a dot on the wall. Take one more breath. Bring your hands together, bring your legs together. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Shake the legs for a second, and bring your body weight over to your right foot. Come on to your left tippy toes, left knee is out to the side. You can put your left toes on top of your right foot, left heel up against the shin, or bring the foot in between the ankle and the knee, and then bring yourself into scarecrow. Whatever feels appropriate for you. Take one more breath. And bring your hands together and bring yourself down. Let's just shake everything. Kick your legs, shake, shake, shake. So we're going to balance out all of this by coming back down onto the floor as we begin, coming into our Shavasana pose to let everything settle that we just did. Noticing what we notice, a lot of body awareness today. Nice, mellow practice for this hot weather, yet very effective. So you're going to bring yourself all the way down onto your mat. I'm going to use the chair we began with for my legs. You could use this or put your legs up the wall or put your legs underneath a bolster, whatever feels the most appropriate for you. Find comfort. If you'd like to bring your knees into your chest, you can bring your knees into your chest, let your spine align, or just go ahead and rest those legs out in your Shavasana. Name Akame Kodine Mokane Unare Apare Hariam Kariam Name Akame Govinde Mokande Udare Apare Hariam Kariam Name Akame Govinde Mokande Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Dinamaya Kame Odine Mukane Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Dinamaya Kame Godinde Mukane Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Nirame Kame. Gently begin to deepen the breath and start to wiggle fingers and toes, bringing that movement up into the body, bringing the knees into the chest, rocking side to side, rock all the way onto your right side. Gently use that left hand, lead with the left shoulder as you push yourself up to a seated position. We're going to close with sound. We're going to use the sound like letter M. Taking your hands together. You're going to lengthen the back of the neck, lengthen the spine, slightly tuck the chin down towards the chest. Take a deep breath to the belly. We bow to each other in namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Definitely a nice mellow class focusing on a lot of the aspects of balance. So hopefully you feel nice and strong in all of your balance areas. And definitely hot here. So needed to keep that pretty mellow today. All right, thank you so much. I'll be back on Saturday for my Saturday class. Ooh. And then this class, I'm only going to have one more of this class on Thursdays from 12:30 to 1:45. Next week is our last class of this Yoga for Balance. I'm going to have a new schedule in September with Torrance, some classes for Torrance Memorial, and then some classes that I have here. So this is the class that will be shifting for sure. I'm not sure what other class I'm going to add, but things are going to change. So next week is my last class of this balance class. All my other 5 classes will be the same for 2 more weeks. And then middle September, I'm going to have a new schedule, some Torrance, some YouTube live, and then some Zoom classes. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, Great. Thanks, Lisa. So good to see you. I hope you have a nice weekend. Um, yeah, the footwork is so good for balance and for everything, for body weight distribution and all that. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. Have a lovely rest of your day. Stay cool.